Doo 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 doo. Good evening, everybody. I don't know who all's here, and if you are here, type a hello for me so I can say hi back. And I gotta turn down my other side over here so I don't have an echo going. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Bob, and I am the creator to Bob's Place, Bob H. Place. H being Hanson, my last name. So, with that being said, let's get to that question. Do you like to eat pie for Thanksgiving and the holiday? And if you do you eat whipped cream with it or not? Type in your answers and we'll wait for your response. Well, don't everybody type at once. Okay, since we're doing this in a recorded session here, I'm going to share some things with you guys that have been going on briefly in my life for the last couple of weeks. Like I told you earlier, if you've been following me at all, we finally got the disability insurance and a big fat check, and we've been trying to get things upgraded, updated, and motivated. Wow, that's a thought, ain't it? Especially for those that know me. I'm one of those procrastinators that does not like to do diddly squat. So, eventually everything's coming together. One of my major things I wanted to accomplish was to get a washer and dryer for the house here. Last time I did laundry, it cost me close to $90. Nah, not happening no more. That's out. I'm sorry. We are not doing that. So we ordered the wash machine and the dryer both. They just came in this weekend, which was absolutely perfect timing. And I've had a chance to get caught up on the laundry, and it worked really well. Unfortunately, I don't have a drain upstairs here, so I got to do this the hard way and chuck it down the bathtub or chuck it down the toilet. And I forgot how heavy water can get. 3 pounds a gallon. Yeah, that gets really heavy when it's like about 6-7 gallons of water in one of those plastic tubs. Yeah, I paid for it. My back's hurting. So anyhow, the other question I had for you all tonight. Who wants to pick a topic for next week's show? If you're watching, even if you're not watching, and you want to pick a topic so we could get, everything rolling on it for the next Saturday show, let me know in the comments. We'll go ahead and review those the week, and if we get you, we're going to do you. It may not be this week, might be next week, or somewhere down in February, depending on what's going on. Speaking of what's going on, the bone density test came back, and it is what it is. I'm old. What can I tell you? It actually went really well. I was surprised. Even the doctor was surprised. So that was a good thing. So, now, if you have not had a chance to watch the video that I posted, I'm going to play it for you here. And I'm going to play this out because it'll give the guys a little bit extra boost on their channel as well. So with that being said, hope you enjoy it. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I take the idea of suicide seriously. Been there, done that. Not once, 3. And all 3 times I said, nope, we ain't doing it. but the thought was there. And I can relate to this story really well. If you are from the Sacramento County area in California, I'm sure you heard about this case. It's about a young man who was in his darkest hours, and he decided to punch his ticket. And it is very moving. And with that, I'm going to let you guys watch this thing as soon as I get over here and share my screen. Wrong button, dummy. There we go.
And through one of the barricades, and I knew at that point it was like, it's too late. I gotta commit with this.
Turn that up for you guys. Hopefully you can hear it. If you don't, let me know.
Being able to escape a vehicle that's underwater is another scenario as well.
When he was in the water, he decided he didn't want to drown.
This is not what I should be doing.
Let me mute my microphone.
It went from 0 to 100 real quick. Every day I think about it. I had nightmares about the situation too, about somebody finding my tools, or also have nightmares of, just the water rushing in and stuff. And everything that I've seen is that you have about 3 minutes once you take your last breath. That's not true, because the entire moment that you're in the vehicle, you're going hyperventilating. So then the water level is coming up, and all you have is, and then it's pitch black. I realized it sucked. Like, I felt like I got a third lung almost. So as I was down there, started asphyxiating, started panicking, and undid my seatbelt, and I decided this wasn't what I wanted, and I just got out of there. I was sitting on the bottom there for a little bit, and it was terrifying.
Back in the spring, we received a call from Jacob Grubbs of Chaos Divers, a search and recovery dive team based out of the Midwest. The guy reached out to Jacob asking for help getting a vehicle out of a river in Northern California. Josh and I were in the area at the time, so we decided to head north and see if we could help. Now, Michael had more of the story to tell, not only where his truck went into the water, but also how they both ended up at the bottom of the Sacramento River. What was so great about this particular experience and meeting Michael and his family is that we actually got to work with a survivor, somebody that actually decided at the last minute this is not what he wanted to do, and he was able to escape. After a tough day filled with seemingly insurmountable problems, Michael began to feel overwhelmed. Feeling trapped, he resorted to an unconventional option, driving his Ford F-150 into the Sacramento River. Thankfully, this story doesn't end in tragedy, but a stark reminder of the struggles people face in their darkest moments. So, of course, obviously Josh and I jumped on the opportunity to help. We were already in the area, so we spent a day attempting to find his vehicle. And we also used the resources of the local law enforcement.
Like I said, water was flowing to over 22,000 CFM.
This late spring rain has been the cherry on top for our reservoirs, which are nearly full. We are looking at big reservoir recovery heading into the Memorial Holiday weekend.
Where would average be for this time of year? Right about here. Where are we? We're up here.
Situated along the Sacramento River, approximately 45 miles upstream from Red Bluff, Shasta Dam plays a pivotal role in water resource management. In the spring of 2023, Shasta Lake witnessed a noteworthy surge in water levels, marking a record high not seen in over a decade. This elevation in water levels was because of the substantial melting of winter snowfall coupled with the onset of spring rainfall. The increased flow rates downstream in the river posed challenges, creating extremely high water levels. In such conditions, the identification of submerged vehicles using sonar technology can become more challenging. Possible presence of debris mixed with fast-moving current and ever-changing spring weather conditions requires scanning from various angles and will sometimes take hours to successfully pinpoint a target. We worked with a sheriff's deputy down there that was a great resource. He had a lot of good info.
Got an idea of last seen, but I'm sure it's further down by the.
Yeah, the gentleman, I'm assuming that guy lived over there that was telling us, he was saying about where that white truck is the last he saw it right there. So,
in the world of underwater vehicle retrievals, our mission is to preserve the natural aquatic environment. Sometimes there's a case that goes beyond the typical recovery. It's not just the truck we're after, it's what's hidden inside. As a mechanic by trade, Michael's truck served as both a mode of transportation and a mobile workshop, carrying a specialized tool chest in its bed. Now, as his truck and tools lay submerged in the river, Michael's need to retrieve them is not just about making a living, but providing for his family. Michael wanted me to share his story in hopes it may possibly help save someone's life. Unfortunately, even with the help of local resources and a full day on scene, we were unable to locate Michael's truck. What we did accomplish was a great deal of recon for our next attempt. You see, in this line of work, it's all about persistence and determination. We were not going to give up on this family in need, and I wasn't about to call it quits. After we left there and we regrouped, we got the right lift bags. I organized the right crew to take back down there. And of course, once I talked to Devin, Josh, and Spike, everybody was on board to go down there and help.
The business of bird watching, this remains trust.
I set it up into basically two parts. I had Devin and Josh take the boat and actually do the search. The first thing is you got to find the vehicle. Find a vehicle on sonar is step one. So I sent them out in the boat. They went first thing in the morning. While they were doing that, I'm over kind of on the gravel bar next to the boat, just downstream from the boat ramp.
It was pretty small, but it came up on live and on side, but it's not a square. Large object right here, but it's square like a box.
Okay. Yep, there's a truck.
There he is. On his wheels. Tires down. 100%. Right here. Devin, put a drone over me right now. We got another shot of your door open. There's that smile. There it is. Or we're gonna put it back in, magnet that, run a line to this rock, and then Nick will just be able to just go bloop, bloop, bloop. That's the next step.
I'm now setting up my dive gear, getting stuff ready. We're setting up canopies. We're planning on being there all day because this is an entire day's worth of events that we have to do to make this recovery happen.
Reel that in.
That's all you got.
Come get it, bud.
There's probably been other people that have been in the same mindset, try to do self-harm, drive into the water, and they may have a second opinion at the bottom and say, you know what, maybe it's not my time to go, I want to escape, and they can't. And so unfortunately for them, the outcome is a lot different.
I have 2 daughters and a wife. I enjoy spending time with my daughters a lot more than I've ever have because when I was almost lost her dad.
Boom. We got a magnet, we got buoys on the water, now it's go time. I get my dive gear on, we make a plan. Spike, who was with us, he's got some awesome experience. He's a former combat diver instructor in the military, just a great guy, great surface support, and he was the one that came up with the idea, hey, let's get the line, pull it up to this stump that's a little ways upstream. Now you can use the current to your advantage to where it's just pushing you down. As soon as you get to the buoy, you can drop down on the vehicle and you're there.
All right, we'll see you guys in about 15, 20 minutes. Time is now 12.
You can see the entire vehicle. It's sitting on all fours. It's facing upstream. The driver's door is partly open. The windows are down, so I know I got plenty of handholds to kind of fight the current. I've taken a 6-foot tow strap with me. So I was like, in case I can do it, I'm gonna get it set up. So tomorrow, when we had planned to meet with the towing company, all I gotta do is take the line down and hook to that tow strap, get out of the water and say, take it away.
Could have been a bad situation, that's for sure. And like, if the car was in the wrong area when I was pulling out, or if I would have hit somebody, or if my airbags would have went off and knocked me unconscious, or there's so many variables I could.
As I told you yesterday, the magnet is lodged right in here.
I did it on
that's why it's
purpose.
in there good.
Yeah, I
So-
was aiming for that.
Yeah, oh, I'm sure you were. So anyway, when we come down the line, that's where you're gonna hit first. It's not a full-size cab, it's just an extended cab, so it's a little shorter here. This door is open, so you'll see that the visibility is really good. And then you'll see my yellow strap that I have fished through the spokes of the wheel here, comes down and it's carabiner together. The current's kind of dragging it this way.
Okay.
You'll just follow the line down, surface, air in your BCD, surface float out. As soon as you get close to the thing, hold on, regulator in, deflate your BCD, hold on to the line, don't let go of it because you'll get thrown on. Just keep holding on to the line. So like hold on with your right hand, deflate with your left hand, and now you can just pull and it's not very far down there. You'll get to the door where the magnet is. And of course, the question is the toolbox still in the truck? Michael, I hate to tell you this, it's not in the truck. By finding the truck, we knew we had some of the tools because he did tell us he kept some of his tools that he could use to make money are in the cab of the truck. We got the biggest part of the mission. The truck's out of there. We're helping the environment. We can give closure to, you don't have to think about your truck still being down there. It's gone. Now we just got to hunt for the toolbox.
So I think we should do another one of those passes out there to see what else we can find. I was able to see those two small objects on my sonar, and possibly that could be his box.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this could also be good training for us of kind of looking for evidence or like, you know, stuff that fell out of a vehicle and is being recovered.
Got the good part though. Nice. You got the good ball joint truss. You know how much this was?
Oh, look.
$1,000.
I know, it just happened to be that I saw you find the car. I was like, here, I'll take that. So I grabbed the magnet, and then about 10 feet after that, the turn was like, ooh, it's picking up now.
Yeah, it was
and I
bad.
turned and looked, and you were gone. I was like, okay.
Well, no, you were gone.
Well-
I stayed in the same spot, and then I turned around and you were gone. And I was like, oh no, it took him. I thought you lost your grip because I had one of these. I was like, he couldn't do it with just one. So then I was like, I'm sticking to the plan.
I located the box on the last dive. I'm gonna go in one more time to pull the magnet, take some notes. It's right out here. Once I'm done with that, I'm gonna get the magnet. We'll be done for the day. And that's it. We told him, you know, we're not gonna give up. When we get a chance later in the summer, we're gonna come back and we're gonna see this thing through.
How does it feel? It feels awesome. It feels like somebody's willing to, you know, give me a hand and help out with this amount of help that you guys are doing for us as a family. I wish that there was ways that I could pay it back, and I'm sure there will be in the future.
Oops.
Ooh, we got closer that time. There's the tire tracks right there too. You can see them from the last time when we pulled it out. On my third trip back down to California, I had the pleasure of having Devin Carroll as my dive buddy. Devin is a certified rescue diver and a volunteer on my search and rescue team, Oregon Rescue Divers. One of the tools that we use as a public safety diver is a Stokes basket. This rescue basket can be used for a variety of tasks, but it's mainly used to recover a patient or victim. On this particular recovery, I had a plan to use it to retrieve the toolbox. This is also a great opportunity for us to get some practice handling the basket in strong current conditions. The current in this river now is about 3 knots, but based on our sonar scans, we knew the bottom was clear of obstacles. As the current picks up, the closer we get to the center of the river, we started seeing random tools scattered across the river rocks. I knew we were getting close. Now we've successfully made it to the box, but at this point to me it felt more like a treasure chest. We had rehearsed this recovery back home in my driveway, and I was certain it was going to go smooth. All we had to do was roll the chest over and into the basket, secure it using ropes and a carabiner, and attach a rope to a truck and pull the basket and tools out of the river. Unfortunately, the current made this underwater rigging project way more difficult than I had anticipated.
Thank.
Evan and I were able to use the current to our advantage and roll it into the basket. But once it went over, the current pushed it farther than I wanted, and now the entire setup was on its side. Now that it's downstream from the basket, I was not able to push it back up against the force of the water to tilt the whole thing upright. At this point, we had to abort the dive and go back to the drawing board. So here we are, Devin and I and my old buddy Chris Murrah. Chris and I have been through over 200 dives and plenty of vehicle recoveries together. Chris has some tech dive training, so I figured why not get him in on this? It's a good chance for him to practice with the magnet, locking onto a target. Fall's in full swing, and we know the snow's coming. The trek from Central Oregon to Northern California is about to get dicey, so we had to move fast. Today's mission, find and rig that elusive tool chest for extraction using a tow truck. Ratchet straps and a chain were our tools of the trade. Straps to lock down the drawers, chain as the anchor for the towing cable. I sent Devin and Chris underwater for the rigging, and I hung topside, being the tender and backup diver. Devin and Chris, they nailed it. As we bring this story to a close, I can't help but to reflect on the previous months and the many days dedicated to working with Michael, his family, and a diverse circle of friends. Each occasion of extending a helping hand has been a rewarding experience, contributing to an ongoing journey of learning, and the privilege of helping others in times of need remains a source of gratitude. Let this also be a reminder of the mental health struggles in the world, and that the undeniable reality of these challenges demands acknowledgement and a community commitment to understanding and addressing them. Let's try and show kindness and respect to others, knowing that the silent battles faced by those around us may not be apparent.
And there you have it. Water recovery at its best. Yep, that was an awesome movie, and the crew that did that movie are all volunteers. Excuse me. They rallied together to help somebody new that needed the help. So when I saw that today, I wanted to, I'm getting music here and I don't know why. I do too. Hang on. Let me kill this. Go away. Sorry about that. A little background noise there going with it. But the biggest problem that we've had over the years, especially us veterans, is the rate of suicide. And 99% of the time, it's enhanced when it comes to the holiday season. For many veterans, and even those that aren't veterans, it's the stress of being with family, dealing with pain, dealing with bills, the responsibility of trying to find a way to give somebody you care a present when you can't even afford to go out to dinner yourself. So a lot of times what happens is that individual falls into a dark hole and they don't know how to reach out. They don't know how to reach out because they're scared to reach out. They're afraid that somebody's going to say, "You don't matter. Your problem is not my problem. Get over it. You can get over it if you want." They'll throw these one-liners so fast it's not funny. I know, I've heard them. And it bothered me to no end, to the point where I wanted to say, you know what, screw you. I know where I'm not wanted. I know when I'm not wanted. And I don't need to be here today. You know, it took me a long time to realize that my life matters. And for those of you who have survived, your life matters as well. Thanks for joining me, and may God bless you until next week. Merry Christmas, and have a fantastic Thanksgiving if I don't see you. And remember, your life matters to someone.